This episode is brought to you by Red Bike Delivery. This delivery service operates only using battery-powered, eco-friendly transportation. Red Bike Delivery is there for all your delivery needs, whether it's dinner for the family, flowers for your partner, or new houseplants for your new collection. Red Bike Delivery will gladly deliver those and everything in between. So what are you waiting for? Check out Red Bike Delivery on Facebook or Instagram for more information. Red Bike Delivery, because there's only one Earth. All right, welcome to the Rise and Above podcast. Today I have Hillary Coleman with me. She is the business owner of 1991 Greenery here in Lansing, Michigan. It's a plant business, and I believe you do a lot of things with like mental health as well.
Yep.
So I'll let you explain that, but for now, can you just explain if you're from Lansing, were you born and raised here? Just explain a little bit about yourself.
Okay. I was not born and raised here. I was born in Grand Blanc, Michigan, so not too far from Flint. So so I moved here about like 9 years ago, and I started off with a cosmetic business about 4 or 5 years ago, and then during the pandemic, I started 1991 Greenery. So I got laid off of my HR job at a electrical company, which
Wow.
I was pretty fine with. Not the best environment for me. So that's where like the mental health part comes in. When I was working there, I was having panic attacks.
What do you think that was? Why is that?
Just that toxic work environment. It just wasn't for me. I'm very much so a laid back person and all that. Like I absorb everything, and I suffer from anxiety and depression already. So with that, like mixed with that horrible environment, it just wasn't the best. So after I was laid off, I was pretty okay with it. And then
Can we move this? I'm sorry to interrupt. But can we move it slightly closer?
Yeah.
You don't have to move. You can actually pull it towards you. Oh yeah, just.
I don't want to break your stuff.
Yeah, just grab the arm and pull it towards you.
Is this better?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So after I was laid off, I was just kind of like, what am I gonna do? You know, I don't have those arts and crafts shows and everything. So I was just like, okay. So I ended up starting 1991 Greenery. I had a lot of knowledge in plants. Friends and family would already come up to me and ask me plant questions, and I was just selling some plants on like Facebook Marketplace already, and then I was just like, hey, let's make this into a thing. So I started 1991 Greenery, and it took off faster than I expected, and I never went back to a 9 to 5, and I've just been doing the plant thing ever since then. So it's been a year and a half. It's crazy. This pandemic has been a year and a half.
That's insane.
And I just been doing the retail part, and then I opened my garage as like a plant garage sale that summer. Those were a big hit, and then this summer I did the same thing but turned my garage into a store, which was a pretty good hit also. And then I've been expanding my knowledge and doing like in-house calls where I'll repot your plant, or you know, if you have something going on with your plant, I could diagnose it. I make moss pulls. So this year it was slow, but then it's starting to pick up, and I'm happy. I feel very blessed. So like ever since I started 1991 Greenery, my mental health has been great. It's been great. I mean, it's not perfect, but like I can't stress enough that doing what you love to do is very helpful with mental health. I do feel like even if it's just doing something small, you don't have to quit your 9 to 5, but just doing something that you truly enjoy, it helps. And I can't stress that enough.
That's a huge thing with people, right? It's a huge problem that people, oftentimes you get sucked into the hustle and bustle of life, and you're stuck in this job that you hate, and you just dread going to work every single day. And I'm not gonna lie, I hate going to work every day. I hate my job. Not a fan of it, but it pays my bills for now.
Right.
And but I'm also doing the podcasting, which is something I enjoy doing.
There you go.
So I think as long as you have something that is like kind of like a passion project, something you enjoy doing, it kind of helps balance it out
Right.
a little bit, not much.
Right.
But but yeah, that is super inspirational because I mean, I guess fortunately for you, you lost your job.
Right.
Right?
Right.
What do you think would happen if you stayed working there? Like if COVID didn't happen?
Um, I probably would have went nuts, honestly. I wouldn't have been my healthiest self. I guess I didn't know how much stress really broke down your body until I was in it. Like having panic attacks during work, and it just feels like you have like bricks on your shoulders. You're like like going to work. I just wasn't happy. I didn't feel good. I was always sick. Just coming home, even to try to do just a little bit of creative work, was tough. My creativity wasn't, it wasn't, that creativity wasn't flowing like it was supposed to be. Literally, I would come home from work, um, maybe get something to eat and go to sleep, and then I'm right back at that again. And it's just like, I just, like, even looking at pictures from when I was working to now, I literally looked 10 years older.
Really?
It's crazy. And like,
Wow.
I, it just does a number on your body. So if I would have stayed, I wouldn't, honestly, would I be dead? How, like, because it just does a number on you. So
Right.
it's just like, I don't even know. I just know I wouldn't be well. So,
That's crazy. That's crazy.
yeah.
And I think a lot of people, they don't even really realize how stressed out they are
Right.
by having, I mean, they just know they hate their jobs.
Right.
I'm pretty conscious of the fact that I hate my job and I know it's not healthy.
Right.
I try to balance that out by working out and doing things I like outside of work.
Right.
But for a lot of people, they just come home and they'll drink or smoke or just sit on the couch and watch TV and eat a bunch of junk food because they just hate going to work every single day.
Yeah.
It's just, and that's their coping mechanism.
Yep. It, man, it is. It is. And like, I just, even if it's just something little, as even just, journaling and or just
Do you do
doing a
that?
small craft. I don't have enough patience to journal. And
you-
like, I'll start it and then like maybe 2 weeks later I'm done.
But
So
you have patience to grow plants.
I do. See, it's my priorities, okay? So, even like I said, even if it's journaling or just drawing or just doing one of those little coloring books, just something to take your mind off of it. And I can't stress therapy enough.
Mm.
Like, I just to have your therapist gives you those tools to get through those stressful times. And not everybody's blessed enough to, not work their 9 to 5. So if you have to work that 9 to 5 and you're feeling stressed, see a therapist. Use those benefits to see a therapist and kind of just work that out in that way. It's very helpful. That's what I did those years before, and it wasn't the best. Like, I wasn't fully unstressed,
Right.
but it gave me those tools to kind of maneuver through that stress. So.
Do you think it helped prepare you for when you lost your job? Like, okay, now this is an opportunity for me to like go do something I actually want to do.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
What was your thoughts at first when you lost your job?
When I lost my job, it was hectic because it was just like I had guys from the job texting me, what do we got to do? What do we got to do? So it's just like, it just felt like everybody was running with, their heads cut off, like, ah, and like, that's how I felt. And I'm just like, I think I cried, honestly. Like, I cried and was like, what is my next step? What's going to happen? I don't, like, this has never happened to me before. And then like that morning, I woke up at like 6 a.m. filed for the unemployment, and then it was just like I had like this blanket of calm hit me, and I was just like, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. So I just kind of took it day by day, and like, okay, let's get into brainstorming. So like that first month was like, brainstorming and just like taking care of myself, and then that's when everything started to hit the fan in a good way, and I was just like, okay, let's get creative now. And I have that time, I had that rest, so my mind can be in creative mode, and that was the most like, since then, this is the most creative I've ever been in my whole life.
I believe it. I believe that because by doing this podcast, like I started it this last year, but I started it when I was working, and then I got laid off because of part shortages and whatnot. And that's when it really took off, was when I was off of work. I was able to do them all the time, and then I was able to think more. Like even now, like I just got out of work at 4:00, or actually I got out a little bit earlier today, but typically it's 4:00. And like it takes a toll on you, on your mental state. Like I just don't feel as sharp right now, like trying to think of like form sentences and stuff. I'm like, I'm struggling. I'm trying my best. But you're not at your peak for your creative aspects. So I completely understand that.
It's tough. It really puts a block on what you're capable of doing.
It does.
I do feel like your 9 to 5, when you're not during your 9 to 5, when you're not able to create and let that energy out, you literally lose it.
It's wasted energy.
It is. It's wasted, and you lose it, and you're literally just in this like slump of just going through the motions, and like 4 years pass, and you're like, why was I at this job for 4 years when I could have been working towards this goal?
Right.
Like it's crazy. It's nuts. Like,
do you think that's why a lot of people have midlife crisis?
Yeah.
Because they're stuck in this job, they're stuck in this unhappy sedentary type of lifestyle where they're not like completing anything, any goals that they had, they kind of subsided because they have a family, they have kids, they have a house, they have a mortgage, they have car payment.
They let all those young years go by, and then they're just like, I love my family. I wouldn't change this for the world. Well, some people. But like, they literally lost those years where they could have been doing something they truly, truly, wholeheartedly loved.
Right.
And like, I didn't want that to happen.
Right.
And like, you should see me, like, I'm always like, do what you love. Like, I'm one of those people. It's just like, do you love your job? You don't? Why are you there? Like I'm one of those people, and it's just like,
no excuses.
Like, yeah, like get to it. Like, what are you, like 20? Oh my gosh, like you're young. like I'm just like, I always think about like, what if I would have started this right outside of high school, like building a business. Imagine what I would have been now. I'm 30 years old, so like, imagine where I would have been now. Like, I probably would have been like a millionaire, Like, I don't know. Like, that's why I'm just like, I stress, especially to young kids, like I understand college is, I understand what college does to people. And I mean, not everybody will probably agree with what I'm about to say, but like,
I might.
But like, if you're out of, a lot of parents stress, go to college. But what if your kid's not one of those college kids? What if they're creative and they want to do, X, Y, and Z? And how about put that energy towards that instead of racking up student loans, and then now you're just there like, I'm not even using this degree. How many people I know that don't even use their degree, and they're like, they have like a side business, not even what that degree is for.
Right.
Like, it's nuts. It's nuts. So like I can't stress it enough. If I don't have children, so maybe I shouldn't be preaching this, but like if you have children that love a certain thing and it has nothing to do with college, but they have like their heart is right there, push them towards that. And
Yeah.
that could turn into something bigger than that college degree.
Absolutely. I actually think it's the parent's job to kind of water that seed, right? If
Right.
a kid shows interest in something, it's the parent's job to be like, oh, you know what? You really like that. Like you could be better.
Right.
Let's find something. Let's find a group that maybe that let's say video games. Let's find a group to put you in that where you play with peers and you can get better or
Right.
whatever it is. I mean, anything. Could be anything.
Exactly. Like, know how many times I changed my major, and now I have this.
What'd you go
all
to
this,
college for?
I just went for an associates because it's just like I wasn't a school kid. Like, I wasn't like going through the motions into like college and everything. Like, I had good grades, but it was just like
Wasn't your thing.
I don't want to do any of these things that I said I wanted to do. I wanted to go for nursing. I wanted to go for culinary. I love to cook. Like that's like one of those things I'm good at it. I love to do it. No. And like like I think I forgot what was the last one. I think it was like I totally forgot what the last thing that I wanted to go for. I ended up just getting a degree in fine arts and like now I'm over here,
Growing plants.
Yeah, growing plants and like doing like exactly what I love to do. And it's just like I wish I would have, watered that seed.
No pun intended.
Yeah. Love it. No, like I wish I would have put more energy into that when I was younger. But I
Right.
guess I didn't really find out exactly what I wanted to do until a year and a half ago. And
That's crazy.
That's nuts. Like
That is
you
crazy.
think you will find it when you're younger, but like nah. I found it when I was 20
I think that's the problem with society is we put a lot of pressure on young people to figure out like when you're 18 years old, what do you want to do for a living?
Right.
Like what are you going to do? You're going to go to college next year. You
Right.
should know what you're going to study. Like why? You're 18 years old. You don't even have life figured out yet. You don't know what you're going to
Exactly.
do.
Right.
You don't know what you're going to do when you're 30.
You're just you're wondering what's the next party, you
Right,
know?
exactly. You don't care.
No.
And that's a huge problem too. Is people go to college and they'll get a degree, they'll get in all the student loan debt, and then they're stuck in a job that they hate, and then that's how the cycle starts.
Yep. And it's, what a cycle it is. So it's just like, it's just nuts. Like when you're breaking out of that cycle, not everybody wakes up to that cycle. Not everybody, everybody is like, wait, this isn't right. Wait a second,
Right.
you're going against the system at that point. And a lot of people don't want to go against the system. They don't want to cause.
Because it's easier.
It's scary.
It is scary. It is scary.
Like for me to just say, I'm not going back to a 9 to 5. That was scary. And it's so crazy because those years before, I would always tell like my family and friends, give me 5 years, give me 5 years, give me 5 years. And then it was like, can I cuss on here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
I'm like, oh shit. Like it's here, and I'm like scared. But it's just like, that's where that therapy comes in.
Yeah.
It gives you those tools to just like literally chill out and just let it happen, let it flow. And here I am today. So it's just like, I wish more people would wake up to that and not be as scared, because think about it. Your 9 to 5, it's more of a risk to stay in a 9 to 5 because they can get rid of you when you want or when they want. So it's just like you going against the system and, breaking off into, what you love to do and taking that plunge. It's all like, that's your thing. So it's
Right.
all like, if you want to fail, that's you.
Right.
You know, if you don't want to wake up in the morning and get your day started, get brainstorming, get creating, that's you. So it's just like, it's really on you.
And that's the thing. I mean, with any business that anybody owns, whether it's a small one or a big one,
Yeah.
you can be as successful as you want, right? As long as you put in the work. If you put in the work, you're not going to fail. Typically,
Exactly.
if you're willing to work hard for yourself and you're passionate about what you do,
Right.
then you're more than likely going to be successful,
Right. That is
regardless.
very true.
And even if something doesn't work out, you don't look at it as a failure. You look at it as, okay, that's a lesson learned.
Right.
I guess I better get up and try it again.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. I've had a business that I wouldn't say it was a failure, but like, it just didn't do good at that time. And it's just like, it was just like, it kind of hit me a certain way, but like,
Right.
and then I was like, well, some other time. And then you just get going, or you just keep going and creating and doing what you do. But like, man, like, I can't believe I'm at this spot where I'm doing what I'm doing. I can, tell my experience. And like a year and a half ago, I thought I would just be find another job, or
Right.
in that same job,
Right.
It's deep. All of it's deep to me, and it's crazy. It's crazy. That's all I can say. It's crazy.
It's really crazy because honestly, I've never thought there was really like a market for plants. Like, I mean, other than like you obviously go to like Home Depot or like Horrocks or all these other places that have plants, but I like what you're doing because you're obviously passionate about it and you're clearly successful. You're making a living doing it, right? And there's obviously a need for it.
Yes.
I had no idea that was even a thing.
and
And that's cool. I think that's super cool.
and I think, like, I'm about like 9 years into the playing game. So like,
Okay.
I'm not new to this.
Okay.
So it's just like 8, 9 years ago, I just thought like, whatever. And then like now, I think that the pandemic, people are home. People were able to take care of plants, and they needed something to take their mind off of what was going on. And I think that market skyrocketed. And sometimes you gotta ride that wave with it. But like,
Isn't there scientific proof that plants help with like your mental state of being and
yes.
emotions and
Yes.
whatnot?
So it was a
So,
perfect, it was a perfect latch on to what I was going through too. And like, to see that people were wanting those plants and what was going on around us, it was perfect. It was perfect to just say, hey, let me teach you about plants, and how they can help you, kind of forget
right.
about all this crap going on right now. So it's just like, just to like, just an example of how I am with my plans. It's like, when I'm going through, like, if I'm just at home and I'm just kind of like, my mind's just jumbled, I'm just kind of going around. Okay, let me take care of this plant. Let me give it some water, because plants are like us. If we don't feed it with all that positivity and everything,
Hmm.
it won't thrive. And that's the same with us.
What do you mean positivity?
All that positivity.
Do you
So
like talk? Do you talk to
water.
it?
I do.
You do.
I do. I sing to my plants.
What are you
I
saying?
play whatever I'm playing on my Spotify. It might get a little bit of DMX. It might get a little bit of Marvin Gaye. Whatever my energy is that
That's
day.
awesome.
But when you talk to your plants, and if you sing to your plants, it is scientifically proven that they do improve.
Don't plants have their own type of language too? Can't they talk to each other?
They can. They can. They actually have a mechanism where they like, it's like sound waves that kind of bounce off each other. So I don't know the specifics of it, but I saw like a small little video about it. So,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, I think it's awesome.
That is cool. So you grow them in your house?
Yes, I have a grow room in my basement where I
Oh,
keep
cool.
them. Hmm.
Cool. So would that be like the kind of setup you would need for like grown weed type? Like,
It would. Weed is growing weed. You need that tent. You need a little bit
right.
more of like certain humidity,
Certain temperatures and
certain
stuff.
temperatures. So it's a little bit more complex with growing marijuana.
Okay.
But like plants, they'll always need a good light source.
Okay.
So like some air flowing through, so like a fan to kind of, they like to feel like they're outdoors even when they're
Right.
not.
I asked that
Yeah.
because I shouldn't know if I know somebody who grows marijuana in their basement, and it's like this whole operation.
Yeah,
And
it's complex.
yeah, I was wondering if you had that kind of same setup, or is it just
Not as I don't have like that whole tent. I have like this room in my basement where it's just all grow lights, and that temperature is controlled. I just have like a nice little heater down there if it's getting
cool.
too cold.
Okay.
But it's kind of a janky setup, but it works. It works. It ships those. Your plants come out nice still.
That's cool.
But hopefully one day I want the farm lifestyle. I want a tiny little farm where I can run my operation off of it.
Here in Lansing? Do you want it here in Lansing?
I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You want like a greenhouse?
I do. I want the whole greenhouse setting. So one day, I don't know where it's going to be. Hopefully it stays in Lansing so I can still, be around my fellow Lansing people. But if it's not, I can still ship to you guys. So
How do you ship them?
I can't tell all my specifics
Oh,
now,
jeez.
but let's just they get there.
Do
they get there.
Okay.
They get there nice. I just
you
make
send
sure.
seeds?
Sometimes I had made like these like grow kits this year, but but I just make sure that they're wrapped nicely and that they're not getting crushed and during the winter, which is the hardest time to ship. Like plant businesses during the winter, I did not know the craziness around that, but you just literally have to pack your boxes so they make it to their destination without freezing, and hopefully you're shipping to somewhere warm to take that stress off of you. But just make sure, like, you just have to make sure those plants are cozy and warm during their trek there. So yeah,
put hand warmers on them.
Yep, pretty much. But yeah, they it's I think people don't understand the logistics that go to through shipping plants. You're just like, are they gonna get there? Are they gonna get there? Are they gonna get there good? Because plants go through a shock.
Right.
If it's especially during that colder time. So coming from a Michigan weather down to a Florida weather, they're gonna go through a little shock because my my environment to that environment.
Right.
They're gonna go through shock, but I mean they usually recover. So yeah, but
that's cool.
It's tough. It's tough.
That's
but
cool
it's
though
fun.
that you figured out a way to not just serve the Lansing community, but you're also kind of branched out, and you're obviously selling plants everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Are you on Etsy?
Yeah, I'm on Etsy. I don't have a specific website, but I just do it through Etsy, or people will just hit me up and be like, "Hey, what do you have?" So,
What kind of plants do you grow?
I right now I have pothos, some philodendron Brazils, some heart-shaped philodendrons, some succulents, some cacti. I have a lot.
That's cool.
I have a lot.
So, do you change based on the season, like what you grow?
I don't grow everything.
Okay.
By hand, I wish. But sometimes I will take a cutting and get it going so I can sell it. But during the availability during the season changes. So you might have more of the tropical plants, especially in Michigan. More of the tropical plants during the summer, and then more of just the easier plants during the winter, like a good aloe and things during the winter. But it just honestly depends where you get your plants too. So
now, if someone was looking to put plants in their house for mental health reasons, what would you recommend for them?
It just depends on how experienced they are. So if it's a new person, hey, just getting into plants, what do you suggest? I would say I always say a pothos, because pothos is the beginner, the cool beginner plant. because everybody thinks they should get a succulent or a cactus when they first. No,
I want a cactus.
Okay, go get a cactus. Those are easier than succulents.
Are they?
Yes. And it just like, hey, this is different than the succulent. So you can make plants out of it. So when it starts to trail down, you can cut it, put it in water, more roots, put it in dirt. You have a whole nother plant.
Oh, cool.
So that's always like my number one plant I suggest.
Okay.
Or a cactus. I do like cactus because you could forget to water it for like 2 months and it's still alive.
That's what I
healthy.
need.
Yeah.
That's what I need. When I switch over to my podcast room, I'll have to get a cactus from you.
Yes.
So I think that'd be cool.
But like any plant that kind of thrives off neglect, I kind of suggest those for new people.
Okay.
But like if you have a lot of light in your house and you don't mind kind of taking the plunge a little bit, I'll suggest more tropical plants and yeah. So it just really depends on the lighting in your house, how dry it is in your house. So that's where my consults come in, where hey, don't know what I need, don't know what this lighting's like, so I'll come in and just be like, okay, this is like more medium light in here, and I suggest these plants, stuff like that.
My cats, I can't have plants in the house, like, because we have cats and they'll tear them up.
Yeah. Animals,
they're brutal to them.
I always feel bad for people that want to get into plants that have cats. And, there are ways to keep them away, because a lot of times they won't eat the foliage, but they like to pee in the dirt.
Oh.
So like I'll suggest like covering that dirt with like some of that weed blocker, and then having a hole in there so you can water in there. So that keeps them from using the bathroom in it. Try to keep your plants as high as you can, or just get pet friendly plants. So if they do nibble on them, they're not gonna get sick from it. But people that have dogs are easier because you can put them high and they won't get them. So yeah, that's really it.
Okay. What kind of mental health things do plants help with?
It's
other than like maybe depression and anxiety.
Just kind of lowers, like, so having a plant in your office, say like you're working at home, since the pandemic forced people to work at home, having just like a plant in there like reduces stress, kind of helps you breathe easier, cleans that toxic air. So you're really just in like a calm state. It just puts you in a calm state, like, hey, this is pretty, so
probably makes you feel better too. Like, I mean, it's better than like looking over and seeing your ugly coworker, right? You can look at something that's pretty and be like, oh, okay, that makes me feel a little bit better.
I like that cactus. Nice. No, but like it just eases stress levels altogether. So yeah.
And what's your goals with it, like with this business? I mean, obviously you said you want to have a farm. Other than that, what's your goals?
Like, honestly, my goals,
what's your short-term goals
right now, is just to offer more of my services. So like, do more of that, since I just got that going. So just, hey, you need that plant repotted, like, okay, I'll go over there. Or just connecting with the community also, because I do feel like this year a lot of things kind of like, I was just kind of getting things together. I kind of needed to regroup and kind of put like everything down and just like, okay, this year this worked, what's working this year, basically trying to be ahead of the game. So I really needed to regroup this summer, and I do feel like I did not connect as much as I could have like the year before. So I want to connect more with my community.
Well, you were busy starting a business.
Yes, but I still want to. When you own a business, I feel like you get robotic.
Yes.
And you get kind of cold, and it's not like meaning to be cold. It's just you're going through things over here, but like you're on social media trying to connect, and everything just feels like you get into the selling mode. You get into this like I have these plants for sale. I have these plants for sale. I have a plant garage sale, and you're not a person. You're just selling, and like
you're just hustling.
And I felt like I got into that mode, and like I felt like I have people that I'm trying to connect with. I'm trying to get people into plants. I'm not just trying to just push my plants and push merch. Like I want to be able to, sit down. If you have questions, let me answer those. Like I want to connect in that way. And so that's really my goal from like honestly, I've been doing it for the past few months and like from now on I just want to connect with the people, you know, supporting me and buying my
Right.
plants and I really really appreciate the support that I have been getting and like I can't like I could say thank you all day but like people don't know like how much that means to me. Like I started this business from like nothing and you guys support it and trust me enough to like answer your plant questions. That's nuts to me. Like so
That is nuts.
yeah, so
But I think there's something to be said for somebody who was at a point of being like at the lowest of low, right?
mhm,
Like you absolutely hate your job and then something happened and you're like, okay, what's next?
right,
And then you took that proactive step to try to better your life,
right,
and now you're kind of in the process. And I don't think anybody would fault you or anything for not getting involved
right,
or but I think it's awesome that you are. I think it's awesome that you're willing to offer those services to people to
right,
help them out, teach them.
right.
Because I mean, honestly, like growing things should be like a basic knowledge, right?
Yeah,
It should be, but it's not. Like
cuz
I couldn't tell you how to grow things.
because like we we kind of move as people. We just kind of moved away from that. Like, imagine back in the day, people are like, "This is we're not just going to the grocery store. We're growing this.
Right,
Like,
right,
I'm growing this food for my family." Now it's like, I'm just gonna go to Kroger. See you guys in like 20 minutes. Like,
right.
it should be a basic skill, and like. I love that I'm seeing more gardens in people's yards these days. Like you don't know how like I have like chills just talking about it because I just love it. Like you see, even if it's just like a bucket on somebody's front porch with a tomato plant, I'm like, yeah. Like I'm like it's just nice. You just see it in everybody's yards now, and even on like apartment porches, you see it, and I love that we're getting back to that because
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to get back to it because just seeing how yes, I'm a government person. Just seeing how the government kind of snatched everything away from people, snatching jobs away from people, and now they can't, fend for their family. Having that garden, it's like, okay, I can't afford groceries this week, but I have food in my backyard. Like that's
Right.
like I think we all need to get to that point where we're growing a little something, even if it's just like some lettuce and tomatoes. Like you have a salad now. like you don't have to go to Kroger to
Right.
buy that. So
Yeah, I definitely think it's good to be self-sustaining.
yes.
You're right.
Oh yeah.
And I like I said, I don't know how to grow much because I everything I've tried growing I kill. Like we had raspberries
Uh-huh.
once, and I think I grew like one or two raspberries, like little tiny raspberries, and then we had blueberries, and I think I got like a couple blueberries,
Uh-huh.
not much. Um, so yeah, I think it's something that we definitely need to get back to, and definitely during COVID when you weren't able to go to the store and
Yeah.
get certain things, and it wasn't necessarily just about like the government. It was just the fact that everything shut down
Yeah.
and everybody's freaking out and they're overbuying,
Yep.
and then you're kind of screwed because you go without.
Yeah, right. So it was weird just to see like you would never think in this lifetime we would be seeing this.
This is madness.
Yeah, like you go to the store and half of your groceries list isn't even in the store for weeks at a
Yeah.
time.
You
So
still
it's like,
can't get certain things.
yeah, and it's like just to have it in your backyard and even having a little grow light growing a little, tray of something, you could still do it during the winter. So it's just like
You're
I
inspiring me.
do
Just so you know.
it. Like I just feel like everybody should just get back into it. And it's just lovely to see people getting back into it. So
I think there's like some self like pride in it too,
Mhm.
right? Like when you go out to your garden, you pick a head of lettuce and you're like, "Oh, I grew this and I'm going to eat it now." Like I made that.
and it tastes so much better.
Tastes so much
Like
better.
a tomato out of your garden versus that tomato when you're at the store.
Yeah.
It just tastes like water at the store.
Yeah.
Out of your garden, it just tastes sweet.
Flavorful.
Yeah, sweet, and then like you said, that pride with it. You're just
Yeah.
like, I'm eating better because I grew it. Like it's the best. It's a great feeling.
It is.
And I want everybody to feel that way.
Yeah,
So,
and you feel healthier.
yes, you do.
You know.
You do, and you're going to eat it because you grew it. So it's just like you're
Right.
you're going to
And
eat
whatever
healthier for sure.
and whatever you don't eat and you have extras, you give it away. Typically, somebody's going to eat it, so
Oh,
you're
yeah.
helping out other people as well.
Oh yeah.
Do you grow anything that you eat?
Yes.
Yeah?
I have a garden in my backyard.
Oh, cool. How big?
It's pretty. It's not huge, but I mean, I live in a city lot, so
Mhm.
it's like it's big enough to. If I had like a small family, I could feed my family.
Wow.
Yeah. I grew tomatoes, peppers, squash. My melons didn't do good. My cucumbers didn't do good this year. So I had a pretty good yeah. I had a pretty good
Wow.
crop. I had a lot of herbs and everything.
Oh,
I like
cool.
to dry, my herbs at the end of the season.
Do you have them
so-
like hanging in your
Yes,
kitchen and stuff?
Yes, I do. Yes, I am that person. So I don't know, I had a pretty good crop this year, and I enjoy that every year.
That's
just
cool.
to-
Do you eat it
Yeah.
all yourself, or do you
I
give it away? You give it away.
Yeah. I give it away to neighbors. I give it
That's
away
cool.
to friends and everything. So yeah. So if I don't have it grown, my mom has it grown in her yard. So we're always swapping. So
That's cool.
It's nice.
That's cool. Yeah, there's nothing better than a fresh salad out of the
No.
garden, especially on a hot summer day.
yes.
Yeah. Now you said you have a shop at your house, right?
Mhm.
So is this something where people can come and like see what you have? Or
Not any time of the day. So
can't come
I'll,
at like 9 o'clock at night?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I'll just have it open. So usually I hold my plant garage sales on a Sunday. And I'll
Okay.
be like, hey, I'm open from usually it's from 10 to 5, and people will just kind of come in, shop the garage and shop the plants, and yeah.
So
and I'll have it do.
you can essentially just open it whenever you want.
Mhm,
Like,
mhm.
okay, I got plans today and I'm not
Right.
doing it today.
Right.
That's cool.
So I'll probably do it. I didn't do it as much as I wanted to this year, but I want to just start having them at least once a month, especially
Okay.
when it starts to get warm again. Yeah, it was. I turned I literally set up my garage like a store, so it was just this whimsical plant shop, very
Cool.
very urban space. I really enjoyed making that. It took me forever to
I would love to check
make
that
it.
out.
Yeah. It's going down. It's I'm starting to take things down since it's getting colder, so I can park in
Mhm.
my garage. But definitely next year it will be open. So just keep an eye out for that. And
Do you
yeah,
pl-
I'm excited about
Do you plan
that.
on having like an actual storefront eventually, or?
I don't know. At this point, I'm just not very 100%. Like I said, I want the farm, so I would be able to have my store on my farm, more of a farmer's market feel.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't know what next year's going to lead me to. But I mean, if it happened, I wouldn't be, upset about it. But I don't know. Maybe one day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Are you married or have any? You said you don't have any kids.
No. Mm-mm.
No.
Nope.
Not married?
Nope, not married. Just me, my dog.
Just you,
and-
your dog's plants.
Yeah, and I am taken, so I'm just letting you guys know. But no, just me and my plants. So.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So what does your boyfriend or your significant other think of all the plants?
He likes them.
Yeah.
He likes them, of course. 'Cause, I mean, I'm good at making anybody like plants.
How do you
so-
not like plants? If you don't like plants, can you really trust that person?
No, you can't. You can't.
Yeah.
Just letting you guys know, ladies and guys, if your significant others does not like plants, I think you should keep going. Keep looking. No. I mean,
Who says that? I don't like plants. I really don't like them.
No, really, people don't, because I think they're scared. They're scared of them. When I hear a person not like plants, they're always kind of like, I'll kill them. No.
That's
Are
what,
you
that's what my
actu-
wife says.
Yeah, are you putting the time into it? Put that time into it. You literally have to find the plant that works for you and your environment. And that's really it. That's really it. So if you killed that cactus, it's probably not good in your environment, and it's probably not a perfect plant for you.
Right.
A few days ago, I heard a lady say, I don't really want a plant that thrives off neglect. I actually want to nurture it. So, like, I that was the first time hearing that. Usually people are like, I love it. It thrives off neglect. But, like, it makes sense, though.
Could you imagine if that person said that about like a dog or a cat? Like, of course.
Right.
Of course you want to nourish it. What's wrong
Right.
with you?
This cat thrives off neglect. This dog, no. No, but like that was the first time of me hearing that somebody actually wants to, you know, water it, put that time into watering it and caring
Right.
for it. So, you know, it like I said, it just depends on, you know, you, what plant fits for you and your environment. That's it. So, yeah.
That's cool. I think that it's definitely exciting, right? Your journey, it's exciting.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it's still going. I think every business owner can agree.
I'm sorry. There's
No, it's all
the
good.
cats sometimes like to come in here and interrupt.
What's up, cat?
Is it Oliver?
Hey, Oliver. But I think every business owner can agree that being a business owner has its ups and downs, more downs than ups, honestly. And I think we don't document those downs. So it's just like it's tough. It's exciting. It's super exciting, but like at the same time it's just like, oh, like
What kind of downs?
like just okay, so say you're like in a certain like the plant, so if you're in like the plant realm, so trying to keep up with the trends, so people are actually purchasing your plants, actually, you know, making your social media exciting so people engage, and so you actually have an audience. And it's since I do think the plant, I'm trying to find the right words. I do think the plant realm is very saturated now, because I think everybody's just like, oh, it's easy. It's easy to sell plants, you know? And it's, so you're trying to keep up.
Right.
You're really trying to keep up. And, you know, I'm not trying to, you know, bash any of these other plant companies. Not at all. I'm very excited. Whoop whoop, you know. But like, you really have to keep up with the trends, and it's just like sometimes, you know, your creative mode is kind of like, not this week, and you're just like, oh, but I'm trying to keep up, because like I do think in this plant realm, I know I'm using realm because my mind's not thinking of the correct word, so don't judge me when you listen to this. But I do think it's easy to kind of fall behind since it's so saturated. So sometimes I find myself having to like this summer I had to regroup, and I felt like I was kind of, you know, behind a little bit, because I literally had to sit down and
Right.
you know, plan for, like, you know, my goals for the end of the year. And I felt behind because I just felt like there's just so many other people
Right.
doing the same thing.
Right.
And like you just kind of feel like you're left behind.
Right.
But
I
mean,
definitely get what you're saying,
Yeah.
because the podcast is the same kind of thing. And I mean, I would say that there's probably more people doing podcasts than growing plants right now, at least for a business, you know. But it's the same thing as I can see what you're saying, because it's always almost like a competition as far as like, okay, I need to keep up with that person, or I need to do better than that person. And I would say for you, maybe it's a little different because you're trying to keep up with, like, your whole business is based off of like what you sell
Yeah.
and what you provide. And if you're not providing a specific, you're not providing to a specific like type of market, I guess, then you're not going to really make any money.
Right. Right.
Same kind of concept with podcasting.
Oh, for sure.
Like if I'm not like interviewing like the right people,
Mhm.
or like I'm interviewing some weird person that nobody really likes.
Right.
It's the same kind of thing where I'm I'm wasting my time to a market that's not really. I don't know how to word it.
No, I definitely get
You're
what
like
you're
looking at me
saying.
like, is
No, no,
this, where's
no.
he going with
No,
this?
no, I'm listening. I'm listening. But I definitely get what you're saying. Like,
Yeah, it's hard.
you're
And
trying to keep up.
yeah.
You're just trying to keep up.
So
And
what do you do for mental health? Because you're always like on the run. You're always on the go, hustling and bustling with
yes.
the plants. What do you do when you feel like you need a break? Because I mean, even as much as you love it, you can't. You need time to yourself. You need to just like separate
Oh
yourself
yeah.
from it,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Detach.
I always say that, like, when you're running a business, even if you love it as much as you do, you literally have to have a hobby outside of that hobby. So, like, I like to cook. So I love to, if I need to, like, kind of chill out, I literally cook myself a meal.
Mhm.
That's where I can, like, just be in my own head. I'll put on a nice podcast, like a murder podcast. Those are my favorite.
Which one?
I'm into Crime Junkies right now.
Oh, okay.
Yes, really good, really good.
Okay.
Or I'll listen to The Read or The Friend Zone,
Okay.
and I'll just cook myself a meal. Like just that time and love that you put into it. It's just like, and you could sit down and consume it. It's just the art of it. I really.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're so cute. Hey, friend. I got new friends now. I got new friends. My dog's not gonna like it though. But yeah, just that art of cooking. It just really relaxes me. Or like just putting on a movie that you like. Like I love the Halloween time.
Mm.
I'm not like one of those people that dress up, but I love a good scary movie.
Really?
Yeah, I love.
What's your favorite?
I like the old stuff. Like this weekend, I watched the first Michael Myers, and like that's I love stuff like
You
that.
still get scared?
I do, I do. I do get scared, but I love it.
Do you watch it by yourself?
No, not
No.
always by myself, but like if I do watch a scary movie by myself, I might be like, "What's that noise? What's that?"
I don't know how you could do that by yourself. I couldn't. I would do the same thing. Like after everybody went to bed, I'd be like, I think I'm gonna turn on all the lights.
Oh, I'm paranoid like a mug, but it's worth it because it's so good.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, like I just kind of chill or like hang out, go to my parents' house. I'm very close with my family,
Oh,
so
cool.
just stuff like that, just to get my mind off of that work day. I literally have to tell myself, okay, you want to work this next like 2 hours, but like, is it gonna kill you if you don't work that next 2 hours? And is it gonna make you feel good? Like I
Mm.
literally talk to myself like that. Like I'm very like, okay, it's fine if you don't do this right now. Chill. And like I don't want to keep burning myself out because that
Right.
burnout is real.
Yeah,
That
you don't
burnout.
want to overextend yourself, and I think at a certain point you kind of have to weigh like, am I going to be productive? Like,
Mhm.
is what I do for the next 2 hours going to make it me more successful,
Mhm.
or am I just going to do it not to the best of my ability? And
Right.
if I wait till tomorrow, will it be better?
Right. Your mind will be more sharp
Right.
for that time,
Right.
and you literally have to tell yourself that that's where therapy comes in. Um,
Do you work out at all?
not as much as I should. My brother's a fitness junkie, so like
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm ready for training, but I'm going to get back into it during the winter because
Okay.
it helps. It
It
does
does.
help. Like I wish consistency was my thing. Because I would be like, I always think like if I would have did this like for like 3 months straight, I would have been like looking good. That's how like that's how I think. And then I'm just like, but I love sitting on the couch chilling after a long day. Like, but yeah, it does help as much as I'm not consistent with it. Like it literally makes me feel better. I
Mhm.
feel better mentally as
Yeah.
well. So
What kind of workouts do you do when you work out?
I'm a treadmill person.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't do too much.
You run or walk?
I run sometimes
No.
if my brother makes me. But I don't do like the strenuous stuff just to
Okay.
kind of have that like hour or so to myself. It's yeah, just like some light work.
Helps clear the mind.
Mhm.
It's like a form of therapy,
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh
Yeah, it's very
yeah.
therapeutic.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to talk about while you're on here?
Um, I feel like I talked about like a lot. Like today, I can't believe how much we talked
Yeah,
about.
we talked about a lot, and it doesn't feel like how far we're 54 minutes in.
54 minutes in.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're ever looking to get into plants, hit me up on Instagram, Facebook. I offer free consulting. So if you have any plant questions, if you have a plant in the corner of your living room that's dying, send me a picture of it and we'll talk about it. You know, if you're bringing in all those plants that you bought over the summer that you have no clue what to do with since you brought it in, hit me up. I could do a consult and we can get you set up for the winter. So, yeah.
Do you like if somebody has a plant that's maybe like dying or whatever, and they want to get rid of it, would you take it and like nurse it back to
If
good
they
health?
if they want to get rid of it and just give it to me, I don't like nurse it back to help and give it back because sometimes I don't trust myself enough to do that because I feel bad.
But if they just want to get rid of it,
if they want to get rid of it, I don't mind taking it. I really don't mind taking it. My neighbors give me pots and put them on my front porch. So,
oh, cool.
like,
That is
if
super
you
cool.
just want to like put it on my front porch, I'm down to keep it. I'll try my best to keep it alive.
That's cool.
But yeah, I don't mind taking it.
That's cool. Um, so I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what I was gonna say now. So do you have any other shows or anything you're doing? I know you were at some events this year. How many events did you do?
Ooh, not as much because, like I said, I was really regrouping and just trying to see what I was doing. But I had a show at MSU Friday, and then I know during the holidays I have some shows that I have up my sleeve that
Up your sleeve.
more of like workshops. So some plant workshops that
That's what I was gonna ask you.
yeah,
I have-
I did some of those workshops this summer
Okay.
where I did like a where we sat in potted plants and we talked about how the pandemic affected our mental health. So I'll have like little conversation pieces and I'll ask questions and we'll just talk for like an hour or so about certain things. So yeah. So.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if you were like ever interested in like maybe teaching classes on like to like kids on growing plants and like the process of it and the benefits of it all.
Oh yeah, I would definitely be down to do that. Like I said, I do workshops, and I would love to expand my repertoire with the different workshops that I do. So, like I said, this December I'll have a few workshops going on, and even if I'll do personal workshops. So like if you're having like a birthday party and you want a workshop and you have a group of people that you want to do something cute and planty, we'll plan it out and I'll do stuff like that. So if anybody has like works with children and wants to do a little workshop, I do not mind. I would love to do it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I guess with that being said, is there anything else you want to say before we wrap this up? I do want to highlight your story. I think is really inspiring because there's a lot of people out there that hate their jobs. They hate their life. They're not happy, and they just keep going through the motions because they have to. They have a family to take care of. They have so many things, and they just don't know how to get out of it, right? And I think when people hear stories like yours, like for me, I find that inspiring because I'm like, you know, like you had something happen to where you lost your job and you had to figure something else out,
Right.
and you did, and it's something that you're passionate about, you love it, and you're successful at it. So when I hear stories like yours, I'm like, that is inspiring.
Thank you.
I love stories like that.
Thank you.
So thank you for sharing.
Of course. I love to share my story because I know I'm not the only one that's going through what I'm going through.
I would say almost everybody is going through that. Anybody who
Yeah.
doesn't own a business or like some sort of passion project that or doing something that they're passionate about is
Right.
probably going through it.
Oh yeah. So, like my last little tidbit is if you do not like your job, kind of sit back and think about what you love. Can you make this into a project that inspires others, or somebody's always looking for your services if you can provide them. So, yeah, just think about what you like to do and try to capitalize off of it. Really, yeah, it will. In the long run, you'll be so much happier with yourself, and you will feel better, literally, like physically feel better. So yeah, just do what you love to do.
And you might even have to work harder
Hmm.
than your job that you're at right now
Oh yeah,
to achieve whatever you want to achieve. But as long as you're working hard for yourself or doing something that you care about, then it's worth a while,
for sure,
right?
for sure, it is worth the while. So yeah, thank you for listening to what I had to say today. But yeah, definitely, definitely take a look at what you like to do, and maybe you can do something with that.
Thank you.
Of course.